All right. Let me find some appropriate intro music as I close my window. Quite noisy. Quite noisy outside. Let me find some appropriate intro music for today. How am I feeling? How are you all feeling? How am I feeling? How are you all feeling? Let's see. I think I feel maybe this. What is up, everybody? Going a little early today. What's up, Professor Khan? And what's up, the lovely Southern Yankee? Nice to have you both here. Sin, nice to have you here as well. I would have been a little bit later, but I was trying to watch a stream, but I got timed out by a very nasty mod. So I decided just to come on a little early. Fabdriz, nice to have you here. Buttercup, nice to have you here as well. Uh, more on that stuff way later. I'm not going to comment on it right now, but I will. I will. Trust me, I will. Just fed my dog her breakfast. Well, very good, Professor Khan. I wish I could have a dog here. I know, Buttercup. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. The truth will come out at some point. I promise everybody. Faded Joe, good morning to you, sir. We're gonna have a good show today. I'm not gonna let distractions distract me from what we do here. Um, we're gonna have a good time today. Lots of thoughtful comments. Lots of great takeaways from the comments, I should say. But let me go ahead and get those up on the screen for you. More on that stuff later. Yes, trust me. Karma is a bitch, Buttercup. Karma's a bitch. And the receipts are coming, Buttercup. Like nobody knows. Um, people are trying to distract me from, the main goal of focusing on McBoogerton and his shenanigans, but we will we're gonna take care of a lot of stuff here on the MLH channel. I promise you. And there's no timing me out on my own channel. There's no there's no timing me out on my own channel. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I'll get to your comments in the chat in just a bit, but let's get through the comments that people watched on the replay crew gave us and also some live chatters and discuss. There's plenty to discuss this week. Hold on, let me grab my charger for my iPhone. There it is. Let me plug that sucker in so I'm good for the rest of the day. So happy to have you all here. Let me see if anybody new popped in. Nope. Okay, we're good. We're good, good, good. All right. All right. Let's start from the let's start from the bottom and go all the way up to the most recent comments, the oldest comments to the most recent. Janet said missed the live, so replay crew it is on the last comment show. No problem. Thank you very much, Janet. I do appreciate the replay crew. She continues. I think the reason David Z's simps for Man Bear Pig is so he has a reason to get in lives or chats and eventually get on panels and boost his ego. Otherwise, he, like MVP, is irrelevant. You know what? That's actually a good observation. I didn't even think about that angle, Janet. I'm thinking money or they have something on each other, but I mean, usually it's like Occam's razor, right? Occam razor basically the path. I mean, it's not this in a nutshell. Basically, Occam's razor is kind of like the path of least resistance is usually the right kind of answer. So you may be right, Janet. I don't know. I mean, I don't know the dude's motivations. I just think it's really fucking weird. I've never seen a man simp for another man so much. I mean, it's just I mean, it's gag worthy, right? It's just what's up, nannies? Nice to have you here. I appreciate your deep dive into the comments. I always do, Professor Khan. This is the only show on YouTube that does this. I know other creators mention certain comments and stuff like that, but there never really is a dedicated um, show to the comments. Most obvious answer is usually the right answer. Yes, and it could be that. I don't know. In this case, I just don't know. I mean, I have strong feelings about it, but Janet's explanation is as good as anything else that's out there. Benetti on the replay crew, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate you. Afila says, "Flee for the win again." 100 people are willing to accept apologies. I say shame won't kill you, but a broken heart can. That was yes, 100% true. Afila, Flee was awesome. Yeah. Anna from Canada says, I hope you enjoyed the show, David. Oh, he enjoys all of them immensely. As much as they want to say that my channel wouldn't exist without Man Bear Pig, which I highly disagree with because I was on way before Man Bear Pig ever, you know, disgraced us with his appearance. Um, I was doing stuff on this channel. And I will continue to do stuff even after Man Bear Pig is in jail, where he needs to be, behind bars. Um, yeah, in a cage, Man Bear Pig. That's what you deserve. Barbara says, sorry I missed your live today, feeling under the weather, which Buttercup, who's in chat, says, I hope you feel better. Yeah, we rally around everybody. We don't want anybody to be sick. It's okay. It's okay to be sick, Barbara, and miss a stream or two. I do appreciate you coming back and commenting, though. Gina on the replay crew, thank you very much, Gina. Appreciate that. The good Sandra says, I hear the gavel coming down. Code after code, statue after statue, paperwork after paperwork, deadline after deadline. So much pressure, Sandra says. That was in response to a post I put out there. Can you hear that noise, Man Bear Pig? That's the sound of all the walls closing in. Those that smelt it, dealt it, Fabdras. Hey, Philip for the win, Professor Khan says. Sorry, MLH, us taking headspace in your brains. I know, Buttercup. It's all good in the hood, though. It's all good in the hood. Buttercup with disaster theater emojis. Thank you very much, Buttercup. I appreciate you. And thank you for your hard work as a mod on the channel. I really appreciate it. Buttercup says, I will do my best to rearrange my schedule to accommodate the new time slot. Well, we're just testing it out. I'm going to do it another week, Buttercup. And I mean, I've had more positive response than negative response. So we'll see how it goes. Drifter War says, being my age, living in a retirement home, watching shows like yours is exciting and entertaining. I might have to adjust my medication times to be able to watch your show at the new time. Well, I look, don't adjust your meds just yet, Drifter Wars. I'm still deciding if it's the best time slot. I'm going to do one more week and then I will determine whether or not the earlier time slot. I know it works better for me, but I'm always cognizant of everybody else. I don't want anybody to rearrange their whole life based on my schedule. So I will keep you all in mind. I've been getting some really good feedback. There's been a few people that have said they don't like the new time slot. So we will see how it works. Susan P in the house. What's up, Susan P? Nice to have you here. Rocks, Nice to have you here as well. I woke up for this, Faded Joe. Well, thank you, Faded Joe. I really appreciate it. Um, Buttercup says, MLH, your channel, your time slot. I understand that, Buttercup, but I do I do like accommodating as much as I can for everybody. Erie Forever, nice to have you in here. Hi, at work. I'm in the prep weeds. Oh, well, you know, prepping is the hardest part usually of the day when you're doing what you do, Erie. You know, Jennifer Layton, good morning to you. Nice to have you here. Fuzzy's in the house. What's up, Fuzzer? Nice to have you here. All right, let's continue. Um, let's see. Vaughn says on my post where I was basically saying the walls are closing in. Oh, but watch his video. He's got a huge accordion folder with RO and lawsuits against anyone who talked about him. Hmm, funny. Many of us have folders too. Yeah, I got folders. Hold on. There's one right here. Hold on, let me grab it. Uh, oh shit. I just dropped something, but I don't know if you guys can hear this, but hold on. Hold on. It's kind of hard to hear over my mic. It's kind of a noise canceling mic. But that, my friends, was the sound of a bunch of raw um, joint papers. I don't know if you heard it, but that's my accordion, Vaughn. Green eyes. Hey, Vaughn. Susan from Texas. Well, there you go, Susan. Drifter Wars, who always has great comments, and I appreciate your comments, Drifter Wars. MVP said he is going to subpoena David Miscarriage, leader of Scientology, because he is head of security, among other things. That would be like a person giving a subpoena to the Pope to turn up in a courtroom to answer questions totally unrelated to the man. It's not going to happen. 100%. Totally agree. Um, yeah. Wow. Yeah, what else can you say about that? Make sure you are hitting that like button, y'all. I only have 46 people in here right now, but I'm sure we can get a good 50 before the end of the show with the amount of people that will be here as they wake up on their Saturday glorious morning. Drifter Wars says, "Oh no, Nora said it is terrible that you guys body shame Scott and call him Man Bear Pig. This coming from a woman who called Aaron Mr. Potato Head because she thinks his head looks like a potato. Her chat called Aaron Mr. Ozempic because he is fat and was using Ozempic to lose weight, according to some of her chat. Once again, an example of hypocrisy. I agree, Drifter Wars. I am in no shape, form, fashion afraid of anyone on YouTube, period. Okay. Let me get that perfectly clear to anybody. This was reactionary to what Nora felt was a slight when she was on my panel, and she wouldn't be quiet to let me finish my point. My channel, my rules, and she didn't follow the rules, and she hated it. Sorry, Nora. I know that hurt your feelings, and you had to do a whole episode, but that's just the way things go. Rocks in a Box says, we are now holding streamers responsible for what is said in chat. Got it. Good to know. Yeah. So I don't like that either. I can't look, as much as I love all of you, right? I love all of you in chat. I am not responsible for what you guys say. You know, as long as you're not attacking each other, attacking me, any panelists, being, nasty towards other in chat, I can't control what you guys say, nor would I ever want to, right? I mean, I can control certain things like the temperature of the room, um, stuff like that. I simply can't control what other people say, and especially not on someone else's channel. I mean, it is what it is. There's someone going around right now saying a lot of nasty things about me and the show, and at some point, I will take care of that with receipts. But I always try to take the high road. I always try to, but sometimes it's not always um, feasible, so to speak. Khan says, I got stacks of paper and mail and Sudoku clippings. Folders are just extra work. I agree. Uh, we are all responsible for our own behaviors. No one else. Well, maybe Fuzzy. Yeah, there you go. I like adding humor to all this stuff. It's all comical to me. Bunch of YouTube keyboard warriors out there thinking that they, own the internet, own YouTube, and somehow think that they're playing the game the right way, their way. That you know, you can talk shit and there's no repercussions. There's plenty of repercussions, right? The First Amendment allows you to say anything you want against the government and pretty much anything you want in general. But that the First Amendment does not state that you are free from consequences for your words, right? I remember a lot of things. I remember, you know, am I perfect? No, I've said some things that maybe I regret, but I always apologize if I do. I can count on one hand the entire time I've had the channel where I've had to go on air and apologize for something I said or did because I'm usually very, very careful about what I say and do on YouTube because I know the ramifications. The only, let's see, think before you speak, Susan P says. I agree, Susan P. Thank you for being a Monster Squad member, by the way, Susan P. I really appreciate it. Rocks in a Box says lots of things are said in chat. Creators are not responsible for that, in my opinion. Now, if they let it continue, if it's a continuing theme and the creator is constantly egging it on, that's a different kind of thing. You know what I mean? I do think as a creator, you have the tools and skill to navigate that, right? I mean, if all of a sudden you guys turned into nasty, racist, which none of you will do, then the temperature changes, right? It's an interesting thing. It's a deeply philosophical and psychological kind of issue in a way. Too much to go over here. Maybe one other day I'll talk about that. Adam Carmona says the only one responsible for what I say is the subdemon who beams messages into my brain. Right on, Adam. Nice to have you here. And thank you for being a Monster Squad member as well. Professor Khan has a question. Would you consider talking with Nora privately and or on a dedicated stream? Anytime, Professor Khan. I'm readily available to anybody. Um, I'm not gonna beg her. I'm not gonna say, well, let's talk about this. Let's and beg her to do that. I'm not in the business of doing that. People know who I am. Um, they know how to get a hold of me. Um, I have email. I've given out my number to several people. So, Fab Daddy says MLH is my YouTube daddy. No dad, I didn't borrow the car. And mom says to fix the hot tub. Chores are a bore. I agree, Fab Driz. I'm feverishly trying. We will have a special coming up. Bernie's going to be working on um, the supercut, this hot tub supercut, and also maybe a surprise Sunday stream in the near future, Fab Driz. So, you know we're working on it, but um I love puns, Con. I do know what you mean, Rock says. Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, that's it. I mean, I'm glad you understand, Rocks. I mean, there is there's a lot to that as far as like, like a mob mentality type thing. It's a fine line between mob mentality and people of the same mind. You know what I mean? We are all people of the same mind when it comes to man, bear, pig, and and I don't mind criticism either. I'm okay with criticism. I'm not okay with as they put it, nastiness. All right, let's continue forward here. Ginger with the Ellie and the heart emoji. We love Ellie here on the channel, of course. Green Eyes says, I love the videos. You can hear me all the way from Texas. Thank you very much. Green Eyes, I appreciate it. Thank you for being a Monster Squad member as well. Here's the grifting portion of the show, everybody. Hold on, let me get my little grift for people, mostly for people on the replay. If you're not a Monster Squad member, super cheap. Um, we have a lot of fun. The emojis are great. I try to switch them up here and there. I've been thinking about redoing a couple of them. Also, I'm trying to stick to my once a month members only live stream last month. I believe we had a after show Halloween special. This month I haven't done one yet, but I don't know. We'll have one this month, maybe a Q&A or something interesting that you guys want to go over. We'll do that for sure. Marth Marang is in chat. Brandon, dang dude, you sound tired. MLH, did Bernie keep you up all night? No, I'm a little tired. I mean, I actually feel like going to have breakfast, which is why I'm doing this stream a little bit earlier. Um, my voice is a little craggy in the mornings, Brandon. I'm okay for sure. Um, you know, just saying. Did I say hi to you, Southern Yankee? I believe I did. But thank you very much for being here. All right. Okay. So let me address this little mini controversy. I we like to have fun with you guys on DT. It's obvious, right? And we did this whole stick. This was basically Dougie and I's um, kind of idea that we were going to riff on the copyright strike thing. Barbara said, "What happened?" Because at the end of that show, it was on Wednesday. I just ended the show abruptly with what looked like a copyright strike. So I know people were a little taken aback, basically. But I want everybody to know I informed um, Fuzzy, who hopefully I believe informed the other mods that it was a ruse. It wasn't nothing was going on with the channel, type of thing. But some people did get concerned and worried. I I I I did it on purpose as a lark to include all of you in a joke. And maybe I shouldn't have, maybe I should have thought a little bit better of it, but I thought it was fairly funny at the time. And I followed it up with the technical difficulties thing to make it a little less jarring for people. But I hope you guys don't mind. Forgive me for, having a little bit of fun on the stream. Um, I think most people understood and took it for what it was, but there were a few that were a little concerned, and I do appreciate that. But nothing is wrong with the channel. There was no further strikes. We were having fun with you. If you noticed in the ads, we had a lot of fun. And also, if you noticed the copyright strike disclaimer that was up on the screen, it was all a goof. Um, and I should have probably thought about it a little bit better. Southern Yankee says, I still say you need a bar cell emoji. I will try to fix that. I remember Southern Yankee, and I will try to do it. I can only work with the ones that I have now. Um, so, it's one of those things where I have to, um, like decide which emoji I'm going to change. Adam Carmona says it was a Sopranos ending. Yeah, I know. Well played, sir. I did not mind. Most people didn't. It was just a lark. We came back strong on Friday, so it's all good in the hood, as they say. All right, let's continue here. Brenda says, I missed live. I was at an appointment. No problem, Brenda. I'm glad you caught it on the replay. Barbara said several times songs were taken down for copyright reasons. Then Becky was reading words of wisdom and the show abruptly ended. Yes, Barbara. It did, purposely. No, we didn't get any, songs taken down, that was all us. Are you starting Barbara was very, very concerned. "Are you starting a new show?" "No, we did it on Friday, Barbara." Doesn't matter says, "We expect it from you. We are used to it. It's not like you have been doing this for very long." Yes, Rib Guy, thank you very much for that comment. Fuzzy Pink Handcuffs was in on the lark. Bunch of laughing emojis. Thank you, Fuzz, for your comments there or your emojis. Nannies, who's in chat, says interesting show up to the end. Let us know why it was so unceremoniously ended if you can. Kitty was hilarious. I just did, Nannies. I just did. Thank you for watching, though. Brandon says, "Are you new to YouTube?" Yes, I'm very new to YouTube. All right. Kim A says, "I personally think it was a vial filled with Capri Sun, and he filled that needle and pretended to give himself a shot. My daughter in law is a diabetic and gets her shot for weight loss at her doctor, not allowed to give herself the shot at home. He was drinking a Capri Sun, and maybe he just put it back in the juice box under the table. Kitty, your performance was epic." I go back and forth on it, but I am inclined to believe that he did inject himself with some type of weight loss drug. Kimei, there are certain weight loss drugs that can be administered by yourself at home. My only question is, where did he get it, and how much did that cost his chatters? Because he didn't pay for it. Paige says, "I thought it was a bit. MVP nukes the stream. I'm going to pretend you meant to do that." I did, Paige. I did. And by the way, everybody that emailed me, thank you so much for your concern. I really appreciate it. Southern Yankee says, "Abruptly ending the stream." I was like, what the fuck? But then I figured Chum Lee was behind it all. No, Southern Yankee. I was behind it all. I'm the one with the curly mustache this time. Um, but thank you, Southern Yankee, as always. I really appreciate you. Drifter Wars says, "I think the word MVP was trying to pronounce was tortious. He even went as far as saying tortilla, tartarian, tortoises. Yeah, he's something else. Drifter Wars. I love how the more he tried to come across as intelligent, the more stupid he came across. He tries to impress his chat, but instead showed them how illiterate and basically ignorant, unknowledgeable, and moronic he actually is. I guess you could say he is a tryhard. Tortious comments is not a standard legal term. It refers to comments that constitute a tort, such as defamation, which is the false and unprivileged statement that harms a person's reputation. MVP doesn't have a reputation, so there's that. Very good point. He has done nothing and achieved nothing of value or interest since he left the comfort of his mom's basement, so there is no reputation to be harmed. So if a person repeats MVP's own words and describes his own actions, it is not harming his reputation. That was done by him when he said and did those things. The person repeating or reporting it, particularly if it's public knowledge, is not liable in any way. By the way, why is it okay for him to repeatedly accuse others of drug use and thinks it's fine, but he wants to sue people for repeating what they heard him say about his drug use and report on what drug use they saw him do on his own live streams? Well, and I will add to that. By the way, thanks for the comment, Drifter Wars. I will add to that, not only has he said it on his streams, and there are plenty of receipts for that, um, including him saying, "So what if I boof ketamine?" Right? The infamous one where none of us had ever mentioned anything about ketamine, um, to witnesses, right? There have been at least two people that have gone on record, one of them being Becky, saying that, you know, cocaine's a hell of a drug. And also, um, his own sister talking about his drug use. So, yeah, I'm not the only one. He's not the only one. There are plenty of people. What's up, Sally? Nice to have you here. He loves the uneducated, Fuzzy says. Yes. Professor Khan says the weight loss drugs I know of must be kept refrigerated and are in a prepared pen. Not all of them, Khan. I know. Let me take care of my crackling here. I know of a few that, yes, while you do have to keep them refrigerated, which easy for him to do. He's got an RV with the hole in the side of it. Um, there are some that you can administer and like how he did it himself. It could have been a B12 shot. Who knows? He injects himself like the doctor from Cannonball Run. Adam, I always enjoy your comments, man. Really, really funny. Professor, you can get them compounded. A pharmacy by me advertise. Yeah, you can. What's up, Joe Co? Nice to have you here. All right, let's continue on. Zella Coyote at 3341 laughed out loud. Thank you very much, Zella. Appreciate that. Cricket Cinema says, was it something I said? No, Cricket, not at all. Antics says, LOL, I forgot I was a mod. LOL. I feel like I'm in an episode of Benny Hill was my comment. I really do. Um, Sometimes people, Big Chief with the emoticons and then Antics with some emojis. Um, I do feel like sometimes I'm in some weird episode of Benny Hill where everybody is running around like their hair is on fire, and I'm sitting around. Everything's in fast motion for me, and I'm looking at everything, and I can't help but laugh at some of the shit that's going on right now, y'all. I really can't. Okay, Big Chief says cochino. Yes, Benny Hill was a cochino, right? Beachcomber says, "Did you follow up with Rib Guy? He's the chat techie, or is that boiling water expert?" Right on, Beachcomber. I appreciate that. Drifter Wars says, according to YouTube rules, it says false complaints. Submitting a false complaint is a serious matter and can lead to the suspension of your account. So the person laughing and joking about enjoying taking down other streamers' channels and striking them for petty reasons could have their attacks backfire on them. Oh, stay tuned, my friend. Stay tuned, Drifter Wars. Stay tuned. Cinderella with some laughing emojis. Thank you very much. Let's see what else do we got in chat here. I'm just getting caught up. What's up, dogs? For real? Nice to have you here. Nanny says it's hilarious. I agree. All right, let's continue on with some more comments, and I'll talk to you guys directly. Drifter Wars with another great comment here. Becky is a major troublemaker for informing people at a protest that another person at this protest was a racist towards Mexicans and Latinos. However, that person is not a troublemaker for doing this exact same thing and constantly following a person around a protest and accusing them of being a racist and hunting people at the border. Hypocrisy. Hypocrisy on behalf of the person involved in doing that, but not liking it when it's done to them. Hypocrisy on behalf of the simp who, on multiple occasions, repeated how bad Becky is, but neglecting to acknowledge how bad his boy is, who did the exact same thing. Ooh. Drifter Wars, you're a very observant person, my friend, and I could not agree with thee anymore. I think it says it for itself, right? Bunch of hypocrites. Drifter Wars continues. The clip of RV guy laughing and admitting he put in 4 frivolous copyright strikes on Aaron would be damaging, as YouTube rules say. If your claims are not genuinely real claims, that could result in the person losing their channel for putting in the claim. Don't you find the timing of those complaints to YouTube on Aaron's channel a bit odd, Drifter Wars? Because I do. It's kind of funny. Aaron goes to jail. Supposedly it was supposed to be for 7 days, and all of a sudden, Man Bear Pig puts in copyright strikes on Aaron while he's in jail. Ooh, kind of cowardly, right? Almost as cowardly as putting a privacy complaint on somebody. What a douchebag Man Bear Pig is. You know. Let's continue. I'll get your comments in chat here just in a second. Drifter Wars continues. Can you imagine everyone in his chat coming up on panel to boast about posting a comment in another streamer's chat? You can't get any more desperate for attention and needy for recognition. Limpy Gimpy told RV Guide that his super chat was read out and his name was mentioned by Natalie Webster. Wow. He comes across like a 5-year-old who wants a gold star from his teacher for doing his own shoelaces up. However, he did have to admit nobody knew who he was, nor did they care. Ooh, that's gotta hurt at the ego a little bit there, Drifter Wars. Ooh, does that hurt? I'm sure he's salty that I banned his alt account in my chat after he was putting in those $2. I call them from him, they're stupid chats, not super chats. You know what I mean? Um, and why be so cheap, David B? Come on now. You gave her $3 and you couldn't give me $3? Ooh, for shame, Gimpy. Catwoman says, Becky, he did mention that there was a background check on you, and he talked about your hubby. An idiot is what he is. I'll talk a little more about that in a minute. Drifter Wars says he is using Scientology tactics to the T by the book. He is fair gaming and dead agenting Becky by going after her family members. He is attacking protesters and ex Scientologists. He is doing their work for them for free and without being asked to do it. He is doing their work using their tactics better than Scientology. So, what does that say about him? Let me talk about that for just a minute. I've got somebody right now that is directly responsible for somebody else going after Bernie and after my mother. Okay. At some point, I will address this. Okay. That person is 100% responsible for the idiot that is going after Bernie and my mom. Okay. I agree with Drifter Wars here. But here's the thing Scott has a bunch of enablers that enable him to do the things that he does monetarily, moral support shit, saying you're supporting the behavior in chat, even if you're not contributing monetarily. That's some type of syndrome, right? Some type of syndrome. Let me get caught up in chat here. Oh, I missed Keeper giving 5 gifted memberships. If you got a membership from Keeper, make sure you say thank you, Keeper. Thank you very much. I really, really appreciate you. I hope you caught some um, good ones. I hope you caught the lurkers, Keeper. My daddy said to tell you hit the button. He said to many haven't, and if more don't hit the like button, hit the like button. He will make me mow the yard. I don't know about that, Fabdriz. There's no mowing yards this season right now, so you're okay, Fabdriz. Welcome on in, anybody new. Notice, Doughboy, David Beta and Sticker Loser just ignore their double standards and hypocrisies. Yeah, think the strikes on Aaron were a lie for the grift. 100% rocks. Moses, nice to have you here, buddy. Hose bag keepers. Mars says someone kind of encouraged him to put the strikes on ASL. Yeah. Hey, Jackie, nice to have you here. You're late, but that's okay. I'm actually early, Jackie. I do that quite often. I go early, you know. Jojo got a membership. Right on. Nice to have you here, Jojo, by the way. Update was needed. Okay. What's up, Chris? Nice to have you here, my dude. NJS in the house. Remember, ASL and Friends did the same thing to him. That's probably where he got the idea. Probably, Jennifer. He doesn't have a unique idea in his head. By the way, thank you for being here, Jennifer, and thank you for being a member. MLH, you're huge on TV. Well, I hope you got my good side, Keeper. Sally, nice to have you here. Um, Is hose bag ADHD? Probably, amongst other things. Let's see. I'm after, of course you are. Cinderella says, "What a pussy going after women." Always, Cinderella. He's such a man bear bitch. Matter of fact, I have a clip of that. Let me play it for you all. Let me see if I can find that. Yes. Here we go. Let me. There you go.
You little pussy bitches! Oh, you don't like that, huh? I told you kill anyone in the mountains who could be a problem. You a little man bear bitch, that's what you are. But you wanna fuck with the peepee, huh? Don't forget what I have on you. Sit down, a man bear bitch.
All right, Rox. Let me clear something up here. Yeah, and it's not Man Bear Pig who's doing it. But I know how I'm going to handle it. Going to handle it two ways: behind the scenes and not behind the scenes. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for that, Rox. What's up, Carol? Nice to have you here as always. Let's see. Love you, dude. Bernie Moore. I hear you, Keeper. I love Bernie Moore too. It does help. Thank you, Keeper. Hit that like button, everybody. I heard weight loss drugs stretch your Keeper. All right. Let's continue with the comments here. Melissa Mendez says Becky is so sweet, especially her words towards Josiah, who has not been accountable to his actions. Yes, he is mentally unwell and is being used by Man Bear Pig. However, he is an adult who can ask for mental health. That is true. Let me talk a little bit about what's going on. I think what Man Bear Pig is doing is dead aging Becky. I don't really believe that Becky's going to take any legal action. I hope she does, but history says that that won't happen. I hope she does for her family's sake and her sake as well, because he's not going to stop. This idiot's not going to stop till he causes some real life problematic issues for her family. And the madness has to stop at some point. And I hope they add that charge to his current charges. And I hope Becky just nails him to the fucking wall because he deserves it. Melissa follows up. Please, Becky, speak to the DA. And I say it with much respect and love. I agree. I mean, I cannot force anybody to do anything that they don't want to do, but in this case, my advice would be to maybe talk to the DA, but maybe file more charges, separately. Um, you know, Linda Perales says STP. I think you're referring to the soundtrack to The Crow, which I believe I mentioned. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. I don't know what you're referring to, Linda. But thank you for the comment. Dogs for real is in the chat. Dogs rule for real, I should say, is in the chat, as well as made this comment. I'm so glad I watched this replay. It's morning in Michigan, and I'm having coffee and a joint, and the Wild Kingdom clip is hysterical. And I hope my day stays like I feel right now. Yeah, Dougie's an OG. He's an original and very talented. Very, very talented. Drifter Wars with the final comment for today says, I like how 2200 on RV stream, the RV guy attempted to have a panel show, but the only person to come up on panel to talk to him was the Gimp. He was on there for an hour, but after only 30 minutes, the RV guy was falling asleep and constantly yawning, which is something he has mentioned before. He has on multiple occasions said that listening to David Z puts him to sleep. We witnessed it happening in real time. At 117, he was yawning uncontrollably, and David Z noticed and mentioned it, but RV guy denied yawning so as not to offend him. So, has the RV guy got zero supporters left, or do people just avoid coming on panel when the GIMP is on there? Who knows? What do you think? What do you guys think in chat? That's an interesting thing. Let me see what you guys think. Let me get caught up on the current chat here. Um, let's see. To go after Becky's husband, that's her personal business, not ours. I agree, Marth. 100%. It's super low. Hence the boofing. Or am I thinking of a different? No, you got the right boofing, keeper. Becky's so strong. I agree, Sally. Like the stream, it's cheaper than giving MLH money. It is definitely cheaper than that. Thanks for ruining my grift, keeper. I appreciate that. Professor Khan says, comment. Becky last night was rock steady in her stream. What's up, Mater? Nice to have you here. Um, Danny says Snot doesn't want her showing up at court coming up. That's especially why he's going after her. It's not going to stop her. That's one thing I know about Becky. It's not going to stop her. What's up, Antics? Nice to have you here. So he can lie about the results. Yeah, exactly, Buttercup. Jackie says, why in the world do these idiots go after family that has nothing to do with YouTube stuff? You have to ask them, Jackie. I would never stoop so low. That's their MO. Yep. What else do we got? Yeah. Okay. I'm poor. I agree, Carol. I would probably like to, but thank you for liking the stream. Um, let's see if there's any unpublished, or I'm sorry, held comments. First of all, yes, there are. There's a few of them. All right. So let's go with Drifter Wars. ZDT worked out that if he put a person on his witness list, that person is not allowed in the courtroom until they are called up. However, after they gave their testimonials, they are allowed to stay in the courtroom. So my guess is Scott will take advice from ZDT and put many people on his witness list, particularly Becky, MLH, Ellie, Dougie, Boss, so he can keep them out of the courtroom. He is scared of people like Becky attending court and reporting the truth about what was was said and done in the courthouse. Scott making all these threats to take so many people to court and having an ever increasing witness list is exactly the same thing that ZDT was doing before the law caught up with him. Is this a complete random coincidences or is this a sign of two people working together? Just asking questions. ZDT's list of victims was all ex Scientologists and protesters. He was accused of working for Scientology and being paid by them. Funny how Scott's list appears to be the same people, and he wonders why people accuse him of working for Scientology and being paid by them. We can only hope the truth comes out one day very soon. I have not gotten any indication that I'm on that witness list, but that would be interesting because what do I have to do with his criminality? Um, you know what I'm saying? But thank you for that comment. Um, okay, we got that comment already. Um, yeah, okay. So let me see if we got any hidden comments here, y'all. Yes, let's show them. Boobies. I'm gonna approve that. I don't know why. Blue unicorn, but I am gonna approve that. Why should I not approve that? That's kind of cute in a way. I don't know. All right, so let me do that. We're good there. Let me see if we got any mentions. Oh, are there any viewer posts? Nothing there. Okay. Mentions. CT3 mentioned me. Wow, should we take a look at this? Let's take a look at this. Why not? Let's get to the
Are you
part.
wearing 7 layers
Oops.
and still
Let's take the audio out for now. And hold on, let me get to the point where they featured me apparently. Wait a minute, where am I at in here? Sorry, hold on. I'm looking for my little interaction here. Oh, this was the um I know what this was. This was okay. So he CT3, thank you for featuring my video. It was the one where um Officer Hanson decided to put her hands on me. You know what happened with Officer Hansen, if anybody's ever seen that video? Officer Hansen was promoted straight from an officer to lieutenant. All right, let me get caught up on chat here. Um, I thought your account was working. I have no idea what you're talking about. Rocks, but it is working. Joe Buchanan, nice to have you in here. Circle in red, nice to have you here. MLH spare room in April. Got a wedding in April. I might come knocking. I don't want you anywhere near Bernie, keeper. Antic says, sorry, behind catching up. That was to your earlier comment. Oh, no worries, Antics. Not being responsible for what oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah, sometimes I forget that sometimes you guys are on 2 times speed trying to catch up or whatever. MLH, you know the saying, when they go low, you go lower. Jackie. Um, I pride myself on not going lower. I mean, we get a little raunchy on DT, but I'm not gonna go after family. It's not gonna do it. I like boobies too, but not me and man bear pig boobies. Yeah, I don't like either of your boobies either, Brandon. Adam, do you like magic? I'm gonna push MLH over for a promotion. Yeah, I should get a promotion. I know, Rox. I know you're talking to Jojo. I like having fun with y'all. Circles in red says, hey lurkers, stay subbed and get notifications. Get engaged in the chat and set notifications to all. Setting notifications to custom doesn't seem to do anything. Yeah, make sure you set those notifications to all. Interested in going to a Broadway matinee tomorrow in Denver? Possibly. Antics. Sure. Pippi. I do the same thing once a week. It's no big deal. Yeah. Nice to have you here, Pippi. Thanks for being a Monster Squad member. I think that's all the comments here. Let me make sure. Go back. We're good there. No helds. Yeah, we're good, good, good. We got all caught up. Shrimp Noodle mentioned me on something. I have no idea what this is about. What else? KT, don't want to miss this. Thank you very much, KT. Blank Page mentioned me 4 days ago. Thank you very much. I haven't had a chance to look at that, but very cool. Mrs. J mentioned me in a post. No idea what that was about, but okay, cool. Very cool. All right. Let's see. Let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of the crackle that you all can hear. All right. Let's get back to it. Let's stop this nonsense. Mine is a pen. Yeah. I like pens. Okay. Wished I could. Blah, blah, blah. We'll be back for a few weeks. There's strip clubs in Denver. Yes, of course but actually there's not very many. Like only 2 or 3 left. Not raunchy enough. Need to step it up on DT. Yeah, I know. We gotta get Nile and vile and nasty, right, Brandon? Maybe hold on, is this nasty enough? Hold on. Maybe this is nasty enough for you. Let's see. Is this a good start, Brandon? Is that a good start? How about this? This better? Yeah, maybe this. Oh man. Okay, we're having lots of fun. All right, let me get rid of that. Talk to you guys directly here in the chat. Um yeah, like very few strip clubs. All right. Okie dokie, not donkey. I know the autocorrect antiques. I get caught up with that a lot. Let's talk about what's going on lately, right? Man Bear Pig is spiraling. That's a definite, which reminds me, I should probably try to download his latest debacle. Oh, he's live right now because of course he's live. Of course he's live. He's live right when I'm live. He tries to take people away from me. which you know, doesn't work most of the time. Let me pause this. Let me try to grab this stream. It's a I don't know if there's anything interesting in there. I'll have to parse his words. Let's see. Come on now. Download it. No, I don't want to download the full channel. I just want this one stream program. Okay, I'm downloading that, and and he's live right now. He's probably ranting about me. Let's just talk about some things to do with Man Bear Pig first, and then I'll address. He's such a follower, absolutely, nannies. Can't He can't stand when I get any otter correct. Adam says yes. Otter correct. Um, he is a follower. He's not a leader for sure. I hate that he has man in his name. In my opinion, he's no man. Well, we could change it. We could change it to boy bear pig. Maybe I'll start doing that. Uh, or boof bear pig. Boof bear pig sounds pretty good to me. What's with Trump grabbing Clinton's peanut? I have no idea anything about that, keeper. No idea. The weird thing about spirals is that as it twists, it pushes the up the thing it spins upon. I know, Fabres. I know. Scientology uses audit correct. Yes, Adam. Um, what else do we got here? Boofer pig. Yeah. What is it? It's boof bear pig. I love this clip, man. I'm gonna play it again. Why not, man? We're having a little bit of fun here.
You little pussy bitches! Oh, you don't like that, huh? I told you kill anyone in the mountains who could be a problem. You a little man bear bitch, that's what you are. But you wanna fuck with the peepee, huh? Don't forget what I have on you. Sit down, a man bear bitch.
Yeah, sit down, the man bear beach. I actually like this clip a little bit better. You all know what that one's from, don't you? He's never gonna live that down. He's so funny. He was so scared, y'all. I can't show the video because he'll put a privacy complaint on me, which is the lowest of the low, you know. But holy fuck. You know what I should do? I should in real time. Hold on, let me see. Let's see if you know what? I can do that. I can blur out his face. Man Bear Pig's face. I can blur that out. Hold on, select all. I'll do it later. I don't want to bore you guys with another one of those streams. But how many songs do you have, MLH, for Monday? 2? Let me check. I should have at least 2. Got some old. I got one that I haven't played. Did I play this one? Ooh. Oh, hold on a second. Let me look. I think yeah, I got 2. I got the parody on the Elton John one, and then I've got what is it? Infatuated. And I'm gonna unleash that one on Monday for sure. So appreciate that, Joe. Jojo. Doxing one, yes. Do I have a doxing one? Didn't I play that or did I not? Hold on. Sorry, Jojo. Let me look here. I've got so much. I don't have the doxing one. If you sent me a doxing one, if I did, it's out of my purview right now. But either way, I still don't know what the theme is for Monday, but anything's going to fit in because it all applies to Man Bear Pig. So let's talk about scheduling here a bit. Going to finish my ad for DT Monday's DT today, so that way I can take tomorrow off, hopefully. Monday will be DT, of course. Um, Tuesday, maybe a day off, possible. Wednesday will be another stellar edition of DT. Thursday, day off, and then Friday, DT as well. You know, and then RP Grinders that evening on Friday. But the following week, we will be off. We will not, except for the 24th, because um, that will be his court date. And of course, I'm going to have to be live for that. It'll be a little different than a normal DT show. Um, let's talk about what to expect on this next court date. It is another pretrial hearing. I'm fully expecting a continuance or some type of delay. Man Bear Pig is already, this is a super bad strategic move on his part, but he's hinting at waiving his right to a speedy trial because that could just mean that he can have that ankle monitor for a year. Um, I'm hoping that it doesn't go that way. I'm hoping they're, um, you know, I'll read that in a second, Chris. Um, I'm hoping that he doesn't waive his right to a speedy trial and we get this thing done this year or the beginning of next year. Quite frankly, I am tired of covering Man Bear Pig, but there is something that keeps me there. That's the fire he lit when he um, was personally responsible for 800 subs being fleeing my channel, whether they were there for the long haul or not, that matters not. I was so close to the 7,000 mark, and I was really hoping that I could get there because 7,000. When you hit 7,000, there's some type of magic when you hit 7,000, and that's when people pick up your channel a little bit more, and we could have rolled into 10,000, and from there, who knows? But as it stands now, um, and I'm also the real thing that I'm upset at Man Bear Pig for is the way that he treated Ellie, and no person should have been treated like that. I also take exception to the way that he handled the whole Jalen and Matt thing, the way he throws everybody under the bus. Becky, all the bad act. Hamid Up was another one. Sassafras. I mean, so many different people that he took advantage of and caused a lot of pain in their life. His family, Kitty, um, and there needs to be some accountability, and the accountability is coming for Man Bear Pig. And it's evident in the way that he talks. He says there's a good chance, these are his words, not mine. There's a good chance that he's going to go to jail. Um, and I believe it. I don't think it's going to be like a 10-year sentence or anything, even though I do, you know, you know, I do think that he will, uh, do you think that he will serve significant time? I'm thinking 2 years, and the reason that I say that is because those constitutional violations, carry 2-year minimum sentences, I believe, or a year and a half. I'm pretty sure it's 2 years. I think that's what I saw. I have to look at that again. But either event, anything over a year, he's gonna spend in prison, and I believe that this is a precursor. I think they wanna get him in there, and they're still investigating um the laptop, the phones. There's all kinds of, RICO related shit that could go on. Um, there's, potential for conspiracy. I mean, there's a lot of people involved. I do know that there are more than just Chumley being investigated for some very serious matters. And it's just a matter of time before the hammer falls on that. Um, but Chumley seems to slime his way out of everything. I just don't see how he's going to slime his way out of this one. Let me get caught up on chat. There's only one letter difference between Boofer and Booger, and they are beside each other in the alphabet. Coincidence? I don't think so. I really don't think so, Chris. I really don't think so. He's just giving the DA more time, not smart. See, that's what I'm saying, Rocks. I mean, he's thinking that that's a smart move, that it's going to give him more time to do A, B, and C. What he doesn't realize is he's still got the ankle monitor. By the way, he's spinning that now. Says he loves the ankle monitor. How could you love an ankle monitor? It makes no sense, right? Um, it just makes zero sense. Adam says, let him make his own mistakes. I agree. Let him talk. Let him continue his YouTube thing. I mean, idiot. Erie says, I thought the date was past where he could forego speedy trial. No, 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 no. He's still got a chance. He's still got a chance at it, but I think he's going to waive that, right, Erie? Bad move on his part. Really stupid move if he does that. He does belong in prison, Buttercup. Let's see. I disagree, Grifter. Excuse me. Hold on. I got the hiccups. Let's see. I disagree, Grifter Wars. I don't think he does it for free. He gets paid. There's always a money component, right? Um, I think he hopes if he delays it, Chris says, the DA will eventually get tired and offer a plea deal. Oh, quite the opposite, Chris. The DA can concentrate on other things, and the DA can delay almost indefinitely, man. I mean, the DA could be like, I don't feel like addressing this right now. I've got 15 other more important things to do here. I think we're gonna ask for a continuance based on need time for more evidence and more witness uh, stuff. So I think we're gonna delay it over and over and over again. They can do it. The judge will sympathize with the DA way more than some idiot trying to represent himself. Some of his can start sending him now that they have money in their EBT card. Did you know you can withdraw cash off of that card? I did not. I didn't know you could do that, Jackie. That is wow. Good morning, Gina. Nice to have you here. Not a smart move, Erie says, that you will be much older when you get out, Chumley. Well, that's another consideration. You know, if I knew that I did a crime, which he has to know, you can't just fuck up property on your own. You have to, even if it's there, if it's not there legally, you can't just fucking do things the way that he did, right? If I knew that I was guilty of something, I'd want to get it first of all, plea deal, plea deal, plea deal, right? If you know you're guilty, you take a plea deal. In 99.99 cases, if you know you're guilty, you take a plea deal unless you're dumbass and want to roll the dice. But if they offer a plea deal, it could be one of two things. Number one, if they offer you a plea deal right away, then go to trial because you're most likely going to get exonerated. And that's why they want you to plea, right? If you are not offered a plea deal right away, then they probably have the goods, but they probably want to get done with it sooner than later and will offer, you know, a fairly decent plea deal. And they could say, that's it. That's the deal. Take it or leave it. That's what he's angling for. He wants a plea deal. You know, guilty people want plea deals. Non-guilty pleas. I suggest, right? If you're not guilty of a crime, never, and I mean ever, take a plea deal. That's just me. Um, let's see here. What's up, Janet from another planet? Nice to have you here. What's up, Kitty? Nice to have you here. With him harassing people in different states, he needs to be careful, including Sandra, because my state has party to a crime laws. Oh, Sandra's in a whole lot of trouble, Gina. She admitted to a crime in court. She admitted it under oath. Under oath. You know, if he takes a plea, then everyone stay far away. Narcs everyone. Oh, without question. I took a client to the store with her card, and she asked if he wanted any cash back. Wow, Mama, yeah. Okay, here we go. Let me see. Is there anything else? Let me take this picture off the screen here. This ridiculous picture. Actually, I could do this because I kind of like this background here. Um, that's the schedule, y'all. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Um, I'm gonna have a panel sometime soon. I don't know when to address some shit I've been dealing with. I mentioned someone is threatening my wife and my mother with ice. That's serious shit, and I'm gonna handle business. And there's one person responsible, and they know who they are. And I'm gonna take that person to the motherfucking woodshed with receipts. So get ready for it. It's gonna happen. Um, let's see. What else do we got here? Can you recap the dates change? The 24th is what I heard, Kitty. Um, that's yeah. So we're gonna go on the 1 hour earlier schedule this following week to kind of continue testing that time frame, Kitty. Seems to work better for you. Works better for me. I'm just worried about the audience, what they feel. Seems to be doing okay. The 24th, um, I will be on live. I will send you, Kitty, and the rest of the members of DT the link. So that way, um, you guys can be in on the court date. We'll probably get news from Becky because she's there. Um, and we'll discuss and talk, and it won't be a normal DT session with ads and stuff like that unless I get a wild hair. But that rest of the week we're going to take off, although I will probably have a stream. Actually, I did commit to a stream on that Wednesday for I'm going to have a marathon stream where I'm raising money. I want to raise more than I believe it was like 300 and like $25 or something for homeless outreach. So I will go until we pass the um $450 mark on YouTube because you take 30% on that. I'm really trying to raise like 500 actual dollars. But I'm not putting any pressure on anybody. Um, to donate it if you can, that'd be great. So that I believe that's the 26th, kind of appropriate right before Thanksgiving, but sometime in December, I will get all the um, I will get all the stuff. Depending on how much money we get, obviously I'm going to buy some food, probably hot dogs because it's cheaper, and also some socks, maybe some gloves, things of that nature. I have a whole pack of hand warmers that I'm going to hand out. Someone already donated $25 to that on my PayPal, so I've got that earmarked for that particular cause. So we're we're going to raise money to do something good this season, and it's going to be amazing. I know you guys will all step up and help me out. And regardless if we meet the goal or not, that it really doesn't matter. What does matter is we're going to raise enough money to help a few people in the Denver area that aren't as fortunate as we all are. So I hope you guys are there for it. Like I said, I say marathon, but we could be on for, you know, an hour or maybe even 2 hours. and reach the goal, and everybody's happy, and I can end and save my voice and my energy and all that. But who knows? Maybe I get saucy and we're rolling, and we're making a lot of money to help the homeless, and I keep it going. But I hope you guys join for that because you know, um, yeah, I'm really it fills my heart with a lot of joy and happiness to be able to provide at least a few moments of happiness for someone else. So, um, you know, um, it's a good feeling to do that. So, hope you guys all join for that. I'll talk more about it as we go along. Uh, Hold on a second here. What are your thoughts on Chi turning? Do you believe it? Absolutely not, Rocks. It happens quite a bit. They do these moves like this. I mean, I don't believe it at all. I just don't. We'll know more with time. I know you're flexible, Kitty. No worries. We'll figure it out. Um, yeah, I agree, Gina. Countdown, and I need to update it if it's changed. No, we're gonna do the 10 well, 10 my time, probably 11 your time, I'm guessing, Kitty. I hired a PI. Well, good, Gina. I hope you get some things going. Because I know it's tough. When I saw that stream, I knew you would be pissed. Why would they drag that person into things? I think I know what you're referring to, Jackie, but um, oh man, oh man. I don't think pissed is the word, Jackie. Disappointed is more like it. But I know how to handle it, and it's gonna get handled. Um, David B gave MLH more than $3 to help feed some homeless people. Some are vets. Well, David B got banned. Jackie, I was tired of his antics. He was taking too much credit for what was going on. Um, we're better than that. We're going to raise more than 450. That's my goal, is to raise more than 450 YouTube dollars, which translates to about, I think, $320 if you take the 30% off, give or take. Um, so the goal is to show that we don't need his dirty money. I can do it without him, right? I don't ever do these type of things, but maybe once a year around this time to help the homeless during Christmas. So um, we're gonna do it without his dirty money, Jackie, is what I'm gonna say. Can you throw to style audit 1A after your stream? She is protesting in Chicago at noon. I got no problems with that antic. Noon Chicago time, 10 hour time, so 11 my time. Yeah, why not? He'll open up a new account. That's what professional trolls do. Well, let's see it. I mean, he's gonna get shut down at every turn. I'm really tired of his antics. I really am. I'm tired of his bullshit. I'm tired of his lies. I'm tired of his simping. I mean, he's just got so much. I mean, he probably should buy some chapstick stock at this point for how much he kisses Man Bear Pig's ass. Thanks, Jojo. I got your song. Uh, that's awesome. I got it. I got it, Jojo. Um, you got to expect the unexpected with these idiots. They try to pull stupid move after stupid move, and you just got to play chess instead of checkers, and that's all they keep doing. They keep running around in circles playing checkers, and you can do one or the other, but you can't do both at the same time, so pick your lane. I'm sitting here calmly, moving my pawns and rooks and knights and queen, and we're definitely going to come out on top on all of this stuff. I promise you all. You need his info to pursue litigation, email me. Um, Possibly, Gina, but I've got a bigger fish to fry, and it doesn't involve that side of things. There's something different that I'm working on that I need to take care of. I'm excited for the next panel. Kitty says I've been thinking about some things and I feel like I have some insight that I want to share about my brother. Kitty, we are always excited to have you as a part of DT. 100%. I know Dougie and I and Becky and everybody. I mean, we are ecstatic that you are taking your precious time and spending it with us and providing a lot of great insight on your brother. And we appreciate you more than you even know, Kitty. We love you on the show, and you're a big time player on DT now, girl. Adam says, comment, but we love Mama Squirrel's antics. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, Mama Squirrel's antics are okay. Yeah, no worries there. Um, we do, Kitty. We really appreciate you, and you are our friend, and we like to treat people with dignity, respect, and friendship here, everything that goes along with that. Kitty, I mean, I like to treat my mods just like that. My mods are a very essential part of this team here, and I know we're on the right side of things here, and I do genuinely care about people in general. I care about you know uh, everybody that you know should be cared for. Um, after all these years on YouTube, I've learned that you have to accept that certain people are going to defect and act nasty towards you for whatever reason, whether it's for attention or because you get yourself in a conundrum. I'm dealing with that very scenario right now where I have somebody that I used to care for that I no longer care for that is causing me real life pains, i.e., is responsible for somebody wanting to send ice to my house to take Bernie away from me and my mother away from me. Um, I know it's all bluster, but it's bluster that I have to take seriously. Um, and there's one person responsible for it, and that person knows who they are. And one day, very soon, I'm going to take that person to the motherfucking woodshed with receipts because I am not going to sit here and allow anybody to threaten Bernie or my mother. All right. So you can go at me. I'm a public figure on YouTube. I fully admit that. I'm not anybody special or of any reverence or anything like that. I'm not saying I'm a celebrity or famous or anything, but I put myself out there, right? And I've been doing this for a very long time, and I know how these YouTube streets go. I've had other people do this; they failed miserably at it, but I will come out on top. I will. Hey, Gregory, I'm not at liberty to say, Gregory, but very soon everybody will know. I showed my hubby the video of him in the black wig, and then I finally showed him my parody of him, and we just laughed and laughed. Kitty, it was an all-timer. You were an instant Reddit sensation. People are watching my show, whether now or later. They do watch, and I say my show, but this is our show. Dougie, you are included, Kitty. I know Flea hasn't been here. I appreciate all the contributions that Nomfic gave us. Um, and JoJo's a part of it. My mods are a part of it. The chat is most certainly a part of this thing that we're doing here, this movement. Um, it's been a hell of a ride, and we're going to continue. What's up, CBF? Nice to have you here. Um, Beach, it's okay. I'm gonna take care of it. Jazzy Stew's in here. MLH, there are just too many drunks hiding behind a keyboard talking smack. 100% Jazzy Stew. I agree. But it has to stop at some point, and I'm gonna make it stop, right? You don't do those type of things and expect nothing to happen. Bella, welcome. Nice to have you here. Did I miss anybody? I don't think I did. It's hilarious because um, she knows Boof's BS and the tone he uses to say it all so well. Well, nannies. People got to be idiots. I don't know what else to say. I'm not going to mince words. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to hold back. I will be calm about it because what point does it make for me to be in a tizzy? I'm not going to do that. I'm very calculated. I'm not. You know. You don't need that kind of shit. No, I don't, Janet, and I'm going to take care of it. Um, it may be sometime soon. Matter of fact, it's going to be sooner than later. I don't exactly know when. Got to get a couple of ducks in a row, but yeah. You meant Kitty's parody? Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I love because Kitty sounds like him. She's like a female version of him, only way more intelligent and definitely better looking than Man Bear Pig. That's for sure. Um, but she comes. I mean, look, Kitty is a treasure, is an absolute treasure. Yeah, I agree, Buttercup. Being calm makes them more angry, and the calmer I am, you guys know I mean business when I'm super calm, right? You know what they say about the calm, quiet ones, right? That person is talking about having Kitty on his panel. You might want to warn her about him, MLH. Um, yeah, yeah, it's probably not going to happen, Jazzy Stew, but I will. I'll give Kitty a heads up. You know, calm and collective, Kitty, always, always. Yeah, I will protect Kitty as much as I can. I'm not gonna go on I'm not gonna go on anyone's panel, but I don't know. Yeah, Kitty, I would advise if you don't know, but I will email you on one in particular that you should. I don't ever want to steer anybody away from anything because people are free to make up their own minds. Sandra needs to be stopped one way or another. Oh, it's coming, Jordy. She's already admitted to a crime in court like a complete fucking fool. Um, MLH, and aren't you a born citizen of the United States? So how can I deport y'all if y'all were born? If Yeah, I was born here, Brandon. Born and raised in Denver. Um, Bernie was born here. I'm not going to say where. But she was born here. She only has one birth certificate. I mean, it's just ludicrous the shit that's uh, going on. Brandon, um, what's up, Kels? Nice to have you here. Let's see what else do we got here. I'm lurking from my hotel. Beachcomber says. Well, I hope you're having a good holiday, Beachcomber. Hopefully, it is a holiday. Don't know if it is or not. Um, Okay. I'm glad you know, Gregory. I know too. So we're in the same boat. All right. That's about it, y'all. I don't have much more to say other than try to be kind. Um, you know, YouTube isn't cut out for everybody, especially being a creator. It's not an easy thing to do. I've been at this for a very long time. Definitely not making millions off of fucking YouTube's. I mean, it's not it. We'll be tuning in next week. Don't want to miss anything. Absolutely, Beachcomber. You're not going to want to miss next week because I have a feeling he just talks a lot of bullshit. Jackie said, "Oh, 100%." I agree. I'm not. Jackie. Here's the thing. I'm not really worried. Okay, but I have to take things that are said like that very, very seriously. But I'm not blaming that person for that. I'm blaming someone else. That person is the one that's responsible for the yacker. Okay. Um, I will, Sally, and I'll tell Bernie that too. Um, Gina might own Sandra's bird soon. Ooh, maybe. Hopefully. Calm before the storm. That's right, Janet. I want everybody to have a great weekend, okay? Just understand that I'm going to be okay. My family's going to be okay. They will be well protected. I look, I'm an activist in Denver. So I have not a high profile, but a higher profile than most average citizens here. The police are well aware of me. They don't like me because I expose their corruption at every turn, and there's going to be more on that soon. Um, so the likelihood of something happening to me is very slim, but there is a possibility. But um, I will, I will act when it's appropriate. Okay. I will take care of business when it's appropriate. And I will let you all in on what I'm going through when it's appropriate, right? I will let you all in on I won't ever mention the person's name that's harassing me and my family. I won't do that because they don't deserve that. Okay. Um, I'm not a celebrity, Becky, but I do know that um, uh, I am respected here in Denver. There's a difference. What's up, Big Chief? Nice to have you here. Um, so what I'm telling everybody is this: there is a time and place for everything. I will not be angry, but I will be assertive. All right. Um, it's coming. It's coming real soon. Uh, I love all you guys, right? Most of you guys and gals out there. Um, even the haters. The haters must have some bad juju in their life to be as hateful. And you know what? Man Bear Pig could say the same thing about us when it comes to him, but there's a big difference. When you do the things that you do and you take no accountability and you expect everybody to sit on their laurels, it's not going to happen, especially with me. You mess with the wrong one. Anyways, I want everybody to have a great day. Have a great weekend. If you're struggling with your mental health, please reach out to somebody that you know, love, and trust. In lieu of that, my email is MexicanLonghair@gmail.com. I'm not a psychiatrist, psychologist, or a counselor, but I do listen. Sometimes that helps. But if I don't get back to you in a timely fashion, just remember somebody out there thinks you are their favorite. Hold on to that thought. It could save your life. There's a 3-digit hotline that you can dial. That hotline number is 988 in North America. If you're in trouble, dial that number. There's some really good people that can really help you through your crises. Okay. Um, if you're not in North America, type in your browser of choice mental health help. Click on any of those options, and they will get you connected with somebody that can help you out. Don't do anything rash until you talk to somebody, and even then, don't do anything rash. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Take care of yourselves, take care of your family, because you never know. Today could be your last. Make it a good one. Later, everybody. Have a great weekend.